Good morning, guys. Just wanted to do a quick video on like staying on track this summer. I know obviously we've done a couple of months and the weather's been really good so far this year, but there is still a couple of months left where we're going to hopefully get better weather. Obviously, school holidays are still coming up. Obviously, you'll be going on holidays and everything like that. So, with the sort of changes in normal routine and stuff like that, it's important to sort of keep some of these ideas in place because it's not going to be as simple as it is in the winter months when you literally work, coming home, and obviously not out of the house and much and stuff like that. So it is a busier time. So it's important that we sort of follow some of these principles to just stay on track best we can. Well, let me get this started. So obviously navigating busy schedules, warmer weather and school holidays. So got loads of different things coming on. More weddings, more barbecues, more like social gatherings and stuff like that. So the temptations for food that's off plan, drink that's off plan, missing training sessions, it's always going to be heightened and stuff like that. So routine does sort of disappear, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to sort of beat ourselves up. We can still make some progress, even if it is sometimes limited. And there's going to be points in our year and in our life when we're doing this where things are going to go a lot more smoothly. So this is probably one of the times where it's more likely to fall off. I'd say this quite a lot, and you probably heard me say it, but you don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Not every single week is going to be the best week ever. There's going to be pitfalls, but as long as we're showing consistency, we're going to get our results in the long term. Little quote for you there: consistency beats perfection every time. I'm sure you've heard that before. So when it comes to sort of some nutrition tips, I'm not going to go too much in detail. I'm going to kind of keep it as brief as possible, but we need to keep nutrition flexible. So lighter, satisfying meals, wholemeal wraps, salads, smoothies, all that stuff that's going to feel like fresh, not not like homely foods and stuff like that, like warm pies and stuff like that. It's always going to be better to have in the summer. So if you're out prepping and stuff like that, getting like a pasta salad dish, or something around that, or just making your own salads, make sure you get your protein in there. It's going to be a lot lighter, and it's going to feel nicer to have in the warm weather. Barbecues and stuff like that, yes, go and have them. Maybe have some of the meats. Maybe have salad with your meat instead of having, say, burger buns and stuff like that, excessive amounts of cheese and whatnot. All these stuff that you sort of know how to do during the week, you can still go and have fun, like, say, barbecues and things like that, but doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and have 3 or 4 burgers just because they're on offer. Try and keep it as light as you can, or try and keep it as protein dense as you can. Control certain meals. So, with being away with the kids or being out and stuff with the kids, you're more likely to have breakfast before you go out and be back in time for dinner. So having a high protein breakfast and high protein dinner is going to be better. And then obviously having a bit more of a flexible lunch. If you have like quite a high protein high protein breakfast, you're less likely to feel guilty about having something which is a bit more carb dense at lunch. But we've still got the option of having these lighter meals for our lunch if we're out. Same with the dinner. If you're having a good lunch at home and then you're going out for tea or dinner, then you've got a bit of flexibility if you've had a high protein throughout the day. Build all your meals around protein. Obviously, it's something we talk about quite a lot. But if you build all your meals around that, or your main meals around that, and let the rest flex, then it's going to be a bit easier to follow. When it comes to your training, obviously you're going to be doing classes and your own training and stuff like that, but it's not always going to be as simple. Like you might miss a training session because you've got no childcare and stuff like that, or you've got something on a Friday night, which means you're going to miss on a Saturday morning and stuff like that. 10-20 minute home workouts count. Ask me for some of those. There's some on the app. You can get them off YouTube, whatever. You could also tie in sometimes out with the kids by going on walks. Swims, active, you being active as well as the kids, so that's always going to be good. You spend time with those, you feel like you're actually moving a lot more instead of just maybe just taking and swimming and just sitting on the side of the pool scrolling Instagram. things like that. More movement is going to burn more calories. Obviously, the intensity and the heat is always going to play a factor. So increasing your hydration, make sure you're getting plenty of water, and obviously it gets you in the habit of drinking more water as well. But mindset wise, before we go on to the full mindset part of this presentation, something is better than nothing. So as long as you're moving, as long as you're burning calories, it's always better than doing absolutely nothing. So with the mindset, I think it's really important as human beings that we spend quality time that we'll never get back with our kids, you know, doing these social occasions and all that, and not driving yourself crazy by staying in the house or always sticking to the plan. So alter the plan, not the goal. So doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go completely rogue, but just by making some little tweaks here and there, it's not going to absolutely kill you. Your goal's still going to be there, but if you look back at it and regret, like thinking, oh, I wish I'd spent more time with the kids, or I wish I'd enjoyed that holiday and stuff like that, life's too short. So just make little changes, you know, do your best, even though you've still got to enjoy your life. Set realistic expectations for the summer. Avoid the all or nothing traps, like I've just said. So I don't think that if you're not on plan completely, that you're completely failing. Find ways around it from what we've talked about already, and find flexibility with your plan around your own lifestyle. Like I said, you're not completely off track. You're just adjusting to summertime, you know, and you know what? We all deserve a summer. We have shitty weather here all the time. So having a bit of fun, having the odd drink, having barbecues, communicating with people, it's more important than £50. It really is. Like, as long as we're doing it other parts of the year, having a little bit of downtime, I'm not going to beat anyone up for that. I mean, I've organised, as some of you know, I've got summer social with some of my guys this year. Excuse me. Summer social with some of my guys, so I'll be having a good drink and stuff like that. We don't have to be robots. We sometimes need to give ourselves a bit of break from reality, but not all the time, obviously. So, just a little conclusion. Your summer toolkit. Batch cook light meals. Tunas, chickens, in pasta pots, in salads, things like that. Try and hold on the carbs, on the breads and stuff like that best we can. Snack wise, boiled eggs, you know, stuff that you can have on the go, protein shakes and stuff like that. Smoothies are going to be fantastic because they're going to feel like you're getting enough fruit in. You can even have this chocolate-based smoothies with whey protein. Stuff like that's going to make you feel like you're having some sort of chocolate milkshake, chocolate ice cream and stuff like that, or a nice fruit smoothie. Focus on momentum, not perfection. As long as we're moving, as long as we're doing some workouts, it's going to be good. Like I said, don't beat yourself up if you're spending time with your kids. You ain't ever getting that back. But doesn't mean you have to go completely off plan, like we said a few times. But it's important that you spend time with those and you're not stressed, and they're not stressing you out and stuff like that because you feel like you're failing, because you're not. Final quote: summer can be your most empowering season. You're going to get those memories with. I keep generalizing, thinking that everyone's got kids, but obviously not everyone has. But you're not gonna get all this time back. You know, you're gonna feel guilty if you don't do anything. So have a bit of fun, have a bit of downtime. Just make sure that you're counterbalancing that with something good, and you'll be fine. And then once summer finished, we look at what we do for the autumn time, for navigating around Halloween time, and because somehow Halloween's become a massive thing in the UK, and Christmas time. But for now, just try and watch this a couple of times if you feel like you're going off plan. It's only a 9-minute video. Just keep revisiting it. Just get some of the ideas from it, and hopefully it should put you in good stead for the summer. But everyone's doing great at this moment in time, so let's just keep the good work going. Proud of all the efforts you're all putting in, but again, find some time to enjoy life as well.